Hello everyone, today's video is a quick Q&A video about high-dose MSM. As per usual, nothing I'm saying should be construed as medical advice. This is for informational purposes only. If you need medical advice, please talk to your healthcare provider to get that advice. So there were quite a few questions recently about high-dose MSM. A few of those questions were posted on the YouTube video where I interviewed Dr. Kathleen Janelle, who's, I believe, the leading expert in the world about high-dose MSM. If you're interested in checking out that episode, it's on my YouTube channel or anywhere you get your podcast episodes. So again, Kathleen Janelle, Kathleen with a K. So with MSM, just for context, MSM is methyl sulfonyl-methane. It's a supplement that's been around for a very long time, closely related to DMSO, just doesn't have the sort of weird smell effect that comes from taking it. Take DMSO and you kind of smell sort of like onions, or I find it smells kind of like cream. People smell kind of like cream-style corn, which is a very unique smell. But with MSM, thankfully, there is no odor associated with it, so much more user-friendly. And can be very, very helpful for chronic gastrointestinal issues, which is kind of the main reason that Dr. Janelle and I were talking about it, but can also be very helpful for other things too, like helping with skin health, helping with hair growth, helping with detoxification pathways, it can help with issues with joints and sometimes with connective tissues like ligaments and tendons. So it's got a wide range of different applications. So anyways, thank you for the questions on MSM for the folks who posted those. And it was actually nice to see in the comment section, there were some questions and then folks were chiming in with different answers and things like that too. So nice to see the MSM community, out in full force. So good to see. So anyways, without further ado, there were a few questions that I'll just kind of rapid fire through here. So the one question was, can MSM be taken along with zinc carnosine? So zinc carnosine, oftentimes used for stomach-related issues like gastritis and things like that, sometimes for intestinal healing. And I have used MSM along with zinc carnosine with other patients many a time. I'm not aware of there being any issues with those two interacting or not being able to be taken together. Again, not medical advice, just saying from my own experience, that's what I have seen. Just gonna scan through the questions here. All right, another one was, I am going crazy trying to figure out how to take powdered sulfur in 30-gram dosages. I'm assuming they mean MSM because the question was posted on the MSM interview with Dr. Janelle. So powdered sulfur, if you're taking powdered sulfur, that kind of stinky yellow stuff from the chemistry labs, let me know where you're getting your powdered sulfur because I've never heard of anybody taking that in supplement form, but assuming it's 30 grams of MSM, which is quite a lot. 30 grams is about 7.5 teaspoons or 2 heaping tablespoons. And so I take about 30 grams of MSM daily, and what I do personally is I just take about half a glass of water, or like really just about half a glass of water, give or take. Actually, sorry, this is what I used to do. I'm thinking, what do I actually do? Okay, what I used to do is I took about half a glass of water, I put the powdered MSM in there, stirred it up, and just drink it back. It dissolves really, really beautifully. It tastes awful. It's very bitter, but it dissolves very well, and it goes in no problem. With 30 grams, I'd probably put it in about, if I was taking it personally, like about a full mug's worth of water, or like a full cup of water, that would dissolve it nicely. Could probably get 30 grams to dissolve in half a cup, but I'd probably do a full cup if it were me. I like to take my MSM in a couple of divided dosages. That was another one of the questions. Should you take it all at once, divide it through the day, put it in your fluid and sip it through the day? I personally would not sip it through the day because unless I really like drinking super bitter tasting stuff all day, I like just getting it over and done with. Therapeutically, I have patients who take it all at once or in 2 divided dosages, a few patients who take it 3 times a day. There doesn't really seem to be any dramatic difference between once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day. The occasional patient reports that they feel a bit like nauseous or unwell taking it all at once, so then they take it in 2 divided dosages. Somewhat ironically, some patients get a bit bloated when they take excessive amounts of MSM all at once, even though it oftentimes helps a lot with bloating, but some patients get a bit of gastric upset from it, so spacing it out can help to circumvent that. If memory serves, I believe during my interview with Dr. Janelle, we talked about is it better to space it out, and I believe she said something similar to what I said, and that doesn't usually matter, but if there's specific patient instances where it seems to be more user-friendly to divide it or not divide it, then we just run with that. The way that I actually take the MSM now is, and it's, I don't know, just I'm always rushing in the morning to get, help my wife to get the kids ready and get myself ready for work and this and that. My wife does the vast lion's share of the work getting the kids ready in the morning because she stays home with the kids when she's the primary point person for getting them ready in the morning because she stays home and I do not. Anyways, long and short of it is I just fill my mouth up with some water and then I just dump the MSM into my mouth and then swish around and swallow. It's just faster, easier. I don't have to wash a cup afterwards, and that's how I do it, to be perfectly honest. So it's builds character, all that delicious MSM in my mouth. And then I always rinse my mouth afterwards because I find that it does leave like a little bit of a residue. So it's just a little bit like almost irritating to my mouth if I don't do that afterwards. So that's how I take it. That's the Dr. Raid method. And then someone else had posted, has anyone experienced the bizarre and colorful, anyone else experienced the bizarre and colorful dreams on MSM? Very entertaining indeed. I hope it works for me as I have leaky gut. So I have had a few patients that have reported that. It's not a common thing. I think Dr. Janelle may have mentioned that, but I might be making that up. Sometimes when we take things that help us to methylate, it can lead to more vivid or bizarre dreams. And there is some very, very limited evidence that MSM does seem to help us to methylate. I believe we talked about that during the interview, and Dr. Janelle, if memory serves, said like, no, there's really no evidence to suggest that MSM helps us to methylate, even though it is methyl sulfonylmethane. But then she did message me afterwards and said, I found a study and it suggests that maybe it actually does help. There is some cause to believe it might help with methylation. So maybe remain to be seen. Maybe there'll be a part 2 interview at some point. But yeah, it's a rare thing. There was a comment about some folks here, or a couple of comments where folks said that they felt some a bit of euphoria after taking MSM initially, but that's not a common thing. So don't go chasing MSM to get your kicks. There's other things that could do that. And then someone posted, what is a normal dose versus a high dose? I've worked up to 4,000 milligrams per day as a reference. High dose MSM, as Dr. Janelle talks about in the interview and also talks about in her book and on other podcasts and whatnot, is typically 30,000 milligrams a day, or 30 grams per day, as the other question had alluded to. And okay, and I think I covered them all. But I will say, ending on one little note here, a comment that was posted just 45 minutes ago, hot off the press, also the MSM. It says, I have been dealing with SIBO, methane dominant SIBO with severe gas and constipation for a few years now. I have tried all the natural antimicrobials, tried the homemade L-reuteri yogurt, nothing worked for me. I've been on high dose MSM for a week. Now things are improving. Thank you, Dr. Janelle. So really great to hear, and I have had analogous reports from my patients over time as well. Folks who have been on it for more than a week, and we've seen it's just been the cat's meow. It's fixed their digestive issues when nothing else has. Now that's not every case. It's not a panacea for everyone, but it has been a very, very useful tool, and I am eternally grateful to Dr. Janelle for bringing high dose MSM into my life and in my patients' lives. And I take it myself. I take it for my joints, and it seems to be very, very good for me. Helps me to survive my jiu-jitsu classes with all the guys that I train with that are half my age and more fit than me. So anyways, any other questions about MSM or anything else, please post in the comment section below. If you wouldn't mind taking a quick moment to please like, share, subscribe, and or post a quick comment in the video, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks in advance for taking a second to do that, and I will leave it there for now.